If you've been in love with stories for a while, I'm reading the back of the book here, you've probably thought about making them the center of your working life. But if you're also a realist, you know how unlikely it is to make a living from the stories you tell. And since you like to eat, or so I assume, you may have set that dream aside. But I want you to take that dream off the shelf. You can make a living from your knowledge of writing. It's just probably not in exactly the way you think. Well, this is the back cover of The Business of Storytelling, Creating a Thriving Writer-Editor Career by Jennifer Lawler. And I love this book. You can tell. Have a look. Like many useful things in this book. Who's it for? What's it for? Well, it's clear right from the back cover, and it's clear from the subtitle as well. It's for writers, editors, or aspiring writers and aspiring editors who want to create, so what's it for? Who want to create a thriving writer-editor career. What I loved about this book is the honesty of the author, because you might have seen those headlines like make 7 figures as an online writer, or the easiest way to make 1 million, because now we're going into millions even, $1 million as an online writer. When I see those headlines, those blog posts, those books even, make 7 figures, like, immediately I feel skeptical, not because it's impossible, it is possible to make a lot of money by writing, but I feel like you're selling me something. I cannot trust you. I cannot trust you because I clicked on some of those headlines, and books. I have never read any of those books, but I've read some of those blog posts, and I'm like, this is just the author trying to sell me a course to help me make 7 figures. But I don't believe that. Like, when you see what's going on really in those blog posts, you realize that this is just sensational, another way to get clients to sell a course. Maybe the course is useful, but I feel distrustful, I feel skeptical. Whereas this book, written by a professional, because Jennifer Lawler has been in the publishing industry for over 20 years. I don't know her. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not making any money to review this book. But I can feel she's honest. She's she knows what she's talking about, because she's been doing it for over 2 decades. She's published books. She's published books the traditional way. She's self-published her books. She has classes on editing, on writing. I will put all the links below. Nowhere in this book you will find, hey, I am a successful writer. I made millions, and here is the fastest way to make $10,000 this month or this year. No, you won't find that. And that's why I loved it. I loved it because it's real, sensible, practical. I made a couple of notes on it. Gave me ideas on things that I could explore on how to, become a more successful writer myself, a more successful teacher of writing, a more successful editor, because this is what I'm working on this year. And you might find this book really useful too. Shall we read a couple of quotes? I've got a few quotes here that I like. For example, I love this one. I have sometimes had to do whatever it takes to pay the rent, and you probably will too. And there's no shame in that. Paying the rent is good. Constantly giving up on your dreams to pay the rent is not so good. And on the same page, we've got good storytelling is good storytelling now, 100 years ago, and 100 years from now. So the skills of a writer or of an editor will never grow old, because we will always be telling stories, unless, of course, you press a couple of buttons on ChatGPT and you let the machine do the thing. I hope you won't do that. Let's see another one. Let's see what we've got. I've had my fiction traditionally published, but I'm now choosing self-publishing for much of my work because I'm more interested in writing what I want to write and not what an agent or editor thinks might sell. I agree. Well, I've never published any books the traditional way, but I could imagine that, you send your book proposal, your query letter, you need to find an agent and all. I'm not interested in that right now, but there are tips here on how to do it. There are tips like publishing the traditional way. There are tips there on how you can do that. The traditional way, self-publishing. So it's a practical book. Well, by the way, it's called Club ED Guide, because she's got this Club ED, which is her community. Let's see another one. To find your audience. This is something that I've never heard before. Like, I've heard the concept, but not phrased in this way. To find your audience, ask yourself what you have to say, then do some research into who wants to hear it. I've never heard this before. So, anyway, the business of storytelling, full of tips. It's long, but I can tell you, I read it in 2 weeks. I haven't finished it yet, to be honest. I'm on page 349. I've got 20 pages to go, probably. But the honesty in this book, something that, I didn't expect to find. Something I didn't expect to find. Like, it gave me ideas. It gave me things to think about. It gave me practical tips on how to become an editor and what editors do. What do an editor do? What does an editor do? Like, it's all written here. Really good book. I'm going to ask Jennifer if she wants to come on the show. I hope she'll say yes. And so that we can, ask her questions about writing, about publishing, about becoming an editor, about becoming a successful writer, without talking about, here is how you'll be driving a Ferrari tomorrow if you do what I say, or if you buy my course. No, none of that. Thank you. I hope this is useful. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. All the links are in the show notes. And goodbye. See you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're a writer and you want to improve your writing, or you want to keep improving your writing, consider joining my private email list, Better Writers. I send one short email every week. I share tips, insights, things that I learn, book recommendations to help you do one thing only: become a better writer. The link is in the show notes or in the description of this video. Thank you for listening once again. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.